Hey, fellow creators, Ben here, and welcome to another random, spontaneous Sunday evening thing. I'm sure I will be saying this a few times, but uh, I do not plan on being on super long tonight. Um, had a lot of energy when I like, hey, I'm gonna do this thing right now, and then like an hour went by between then and now, and I'm like, suddenly have no energy. Um, so I got myself started on my new piece. And I'm kind of just gonna do just a little bit here tonight. Had a lot of fun last week, so I figured why not? Let's just do a little bit more tonight on a new piece and go from there, I suppose. Um, yeah, I want to get. I was listening to this really great um, talk podcast interview between Steven Zapata and Dave Raposa that I was about an hour into. But I'm trying to want to go over to some music so I don't have a mixed brain pattern for a lot of what's going on here currently in the back of my mind. So I'm just gonna kick open one of my painting playlists and dive into that while I'm working. So yeah, I feel like as long as I can get my background squared away, I'll be happy for tonight. Mostly have it where I kind of want it. Too little too dark here. Even still a little dark. So far, I've done all of this with just this one brush, by the way. Trying to keep things minimal so I don't have to do as many dishes, so to speak, brush cleaning later on. I do want to make note that just because I've done this 2 weeks in a row does not mean this is going to be a regular thing. In fact, I can guarantee you guys I probably will not be streaming after today for probably another like 2 months. So, been having a hard enough time getting regular weekly art videos out. There's like, hey, let's add another stream to that. Like, let's not. This is strictly me forcing myself to put in some studio time today since I've mostly just been doing laundry. Also, I need to start working on pushing more ideas for a painting workshop that I'm hoping to do in the spring locally at my local gallery space. I was given a little bit of a reminder, like, hey, yeah, we talked about this like 6 months ago. And I'm like, yeah, working on it, sorta. This is actually the first time I was kind of given a, hey, maybe in this time frame kind of deal. So I might give this whole layer a coating of zinc white down the road, but I feel okay with that currently, with where it is. It's about time to drag out my gray paint marker and reestablish some lines. So to my main subject in midground, which is going to sit like right in here. Just want to be sure I got the background done first, or at least done enough. I can always come back in a little later, but needs to be relatively close to where my vision is for this. Alright. So where are we at? Grab some gray. Did this sketch earlier this week. You can see it over on Instagram, but this comes down into here, and we've got playing with this idea of doing like this. The title of my sketch is Land of Ruby Mountains. So like a nice bright red glow to the middle of this that just radiates out to the center. Up on this, it was a river initially, but I like the idea of making it like a raised path. And then here, this is another hill that kind of comes up and around with some trees on it. At some point as well, I had this thought while working on this sketch, but I need to make my mountains feel more, or my cliffs to feel more like boulders than like angles. I mean, the angles are very distinct for my style, but I want it. I do want to start pulling more natural stuff through. Okay. Want to use the dark reddish color that I've already got to start establishing some of the shadowy vertical sections up here. I don't want to try to avoid wasting a lot of the paint that I have already put out. Once again, I don't expect to be painting real long tonight, but still something. We'll add the remaining white to that, just so I can get an upper layer for the surface level stuff. long as I can block some shapes out tonight, you know, I'll be happy. Cover up the white, you know, basic painting 101, you know. All right, that feels decent, I guess. Hey, Catholic 3 and Jacob. Doing all right tonight. I won't be on long. I'm just trying to get a little time in tonight. Okay, a little darker. Probably a little bluer for the foreground. I'll use my cobalt turquoise. That sounds fun. That's sticking with my transparent oxide. Keeping it grayer still, though. That's pretty good. Just base layers. At least for the foreground, not a lot of this will show through. Just covering my white up for next week. Blocking stuff out. Red. Trying to watch all of it. There won't be much all of it. The fact that I'm streaming 2 weeks in a row is so weird. Normally it's like once every 6 months. It's probably the part of the thing of just like this time of the year when there's nothing going on, it's miserable outside, and I can't really do anything else. I'm just cabin fever kind of deal. Where it's like, yeah, screw it. Let's just stream on a Sunday night 2 weeks in a row. darker in there for that. It'll be a lot browner. There'll be more green. There'll be more greens in this by the time I'm done with it, but just slapping on a little color. It's what I needed tonight. Just like the start of a painting. Just like, yeah, just slap some color onto that shit. If I needed to detail a piece tonight, there is no way in hell I would have had the motivation to do it. Of course, the background music in my headset helps. Got myself some OAR playing in the back, so fun stuff. This canvas is interesting. This is actually a paint over of a paint over. I just recently covered up an old piece under this, which I found out as I was sanding it down that that piece was covering up another piece. And I've kind of realized, I'm like, all right, I think 3 times over the same canvas is probably the limit. Because any more than this, and or even with this, I had to do a whole lot of prep work the past couple of days on just getting it to the point where there's enough texture that I can paint on it. And if you guys happen to follow me on Instagram and saw my recent bit of a rant, I found myself somehow between 2 different YouTube videos of other people sharing, like, here's how you take a canvas if you don't like the texture and make it completely smooth. And I'm like, I don't think you like canvas if you want to try to get rid of all the canvas texture. I think what you want to be painting on is paper or wood. So, taking my thoughts from the Instagram video, I think I want to make a video tutorial about how to add texture to a canvas or to whatever sport. Like, how do you make it more textured, you know? And like, screw those people trying to untexture a canvas. I'm going to show you how to make it even crazier. More texture, more stuff. Feels like I'm shouting. It's because in my head, I have to talk over the music, even though I know you guys can't hear it. It's my own dumb fault in that sense. All right. Keep forgetting the camera is not pointing as far down as I'm working. Okay. There's at least the white gesso is covered. Okay. Well, it's wet. I won't touch this again tonight, but doesn't mean I won't do anything else. I wanted to bare minimum put in an hour, and it's only been like 45 minutes. Or what has it been? No, it's been 26 minutes. It's been even less time than that. 1 hour, that's my goal. I do want to be in bed at a decent hour. I made that mistake last week. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was late for work every day, every one of those days because I'm like I just couldn't get myself out of bed. And it's like, hey, maybe if you go to sleep at a decent hour, you'd be up on time. All right, but that's a solid start. I'm happy with that. Since a couple of you guys are here from last week, maybe we'll jump back into these funny things once I clean my brush. Okay. Hey, I'm up to the fat rat in my headset. Nice. Yeah, so this is just going to get set aside. I definitely want to play with these again. And this will have to go back in my pocket for tomorrow. Because I carry my sketchbook with me. Uh-oh. I got another one of these out. This looks like the older one. I'll put this back. Yeah, so this is all I'm going to do for today, at least on this. Again, we're going to play around a little bit more with other stuff. But yeah, I feel like that's a decent enough starter. I can pick up with that next weekend, probably for a vlog. So you guys will, as long as you guys are keeping up to date with channel videos, it'll be in the vlog. All right. So I was messing with these last week, and they dried really interesting. I got a lot more of this underlying texture through the ink layer. And I'd seen them in the corner since last week. I'm thinking, all right, what else do I want to do with it? And I definitely want to get it darker, but not entirely darker. So I'm going to grab some of my black high flow for it and do the same spray thing, but on basically just another layer on top of that. So here we go. Also, I gotta flip this over because this bow has gotten way worse. All right. Probably keep that same water, just swap to a different brush. Something softer. Maybe. Or even, oh, better yet, here. Old ass bamboo brush. That'll be perfect. Ooh, hello. Took that a little too far on the... There we go. Just thin it slightly. Way I'm getting the thickness there from the acrylic, but still keep it wet enough. Hopefully. I can get another round of sprays in. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh, that's great. Ooh. That splintered off in a really different direction. Yeah, that's a lot better too. So now we basically have 2 layers of that. That looks great. Just have to do that for the other ones. All right. Yeah, what I really like the haphazardness of the bamboo brush. You get a lot more of those. You get lines that aren't really controlled. It's great for mixed media. Cool. Absolutely. Yeah, we are a little overlay on that. Still want to treat them as landscapes at some point here. Maybe I'll come in. I haven't touched oil pastel in ages. And I might grab some of them or colored pencil or something to really kind of give these guys another layer of interesting stuff. All right. A little more here, a little more here. It's nice about these, yeah, the moments where you don't you need to work on something, but you don't really want to work on the thing you're supposed to. So it's what's nice about all these little in between projects. Okay. Ooh. I really like this one. Actually, both of these are pretty great. Both of these have some real good tree anemone kind of deals going on that are really fun. Yeah, that's really cool. Grab a little more of that color. I still want to keep dabbing that in on there. Still getting some interesting resist happening with those ones. As long as I've got a really nice brush full of this paint. Let me get another piece out. This is just sketch paper, but so just let it be more freeform and non-objective, you know? Push and twist. Get a little water in that. What else can I grab out of that? I'll either do something with this or give it to my friend Dee Dee, who will recycle it into some cards and bookmarks and stuff. That's pretty wild. Yeah. Making a mess. Haha. Just pull all this down a little. Keep it all in frame. Wild stuff. Okay. That's some wild crap. Put these on the floor somewhere. I gotta clean up down here. I got no extra space for these weird projects. Weird things, tripods in every direction. Studio needs an overhaul. I've actually debated on whether or not to actually turn the studio table sideways, so I have a completely different walking space. But that would involve moving a lot more stuff than I'm willing to move right now. Alright, this is probably going to be dry first. So I'm going to... Oh, maybe not. It's thin paper and wet acrylic. Just set that aside. We'll figure something out. Maybe I'll end off tonight with a Copic wide sketch on my new paper, since I haven't played with the new paper in a while, or yet, really. All right, let's see. As much as I don't really like markers, there's something about the Copic wides that I really, really enjoy. All right, so we're gonna grab some of that, or some of those rather, and a sheet of the Yupo. I have the lighter stuff in here, right? I got the heavy, and then I got... Oh, I only got one. I got the big thing of the heavy. I didn't get a... Alright. Whatever. Sheet of Yupo. Okay. Also, in reading the package for the Yupo, apparently this was designed for watercolor, which is kind of wild. I have not tried it with watercolor yet, but... I will go from there. I'm going to grab my big board. I don't want to deal with the... Don't really want to deal with the inconsistency of the backing board until I flip it over. So we'll go for... no, I'll go that way. I'm going to tape it down a little bit, though. Not that I need to give it a border, but... might make things interesting. Oh, not long enough. Okay. So I talked about this a little bit in this weekend's video, I should say. So 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay. About great ways to practice making kind of vaguely large shapes in order to practice landscapes and stuff. And then just doing that for the week's video, I'm like, I got to get a sheet of the Yupo out and play with this. So here we are. So I'll leave you guys with this little bit of extra sketching here tonight. Kind of bleeds a little bit, but That's what makes it fun. I'll stick with these domes. Seems like an interesting idea. This almost has like a little bit of Star Wars vibe with the domes. Maybe I'll put a little ship or something in here. Grab my first bit of the darker color here because I want to drop the indication of a doorway or something in this. Maybe even way darker. About time to switch to another the next color anyway. Okay, W5. There's this interesting underlying sort of red tone in the whole thing, and I don't know if that's a reaction of the alcohol markers on the UPO or if it's just some inherent mixing of the dyes and the markers, but it's a really interesting little effect. I wish I knew which one it was so I could actually manipulate it a bit more freely. But I think it's probably just variations in the dyes and the markers, but still pretty wild. Drop my figures in. Little indications, you know. Can already tell it's bleeding underneath the tape, so that's clearly did nothing, but Yeah, I think just a little bit of extra touches here with the W9, and I'm happy with this as a sketch. I'm thinking I can use a needle tool to sign this and scrape away to reveal the name. I can, but not to the degree I want to. I need a bigger scratchy tool. One of these, yeah, that might work. I might as well just let it dry and do it with a different pen over top. It looks like that's not going to work as well as I was hoping. Oh well. Hope you guys had as much fun as I did tonight with just this little bit of extra Sunday time. Yeah, I'm coming up on 8:30, which is right where I wanted to be. I'll take that for a quick little sketch. What about you guys, huh? Quick little 10-minute. I'm going to put the markers away, and I want to see how the tape did for this. Helped a little bit. Yeah, I still got the bleed under. I mean, I can hit that with a little bit of rubbing alcohol and pull that right out, though. That's fun. Maybe I'll use that as a sketch for a new painting down the road. I actually really like this. This turned out a little bit better than I might fiddle with the foreground a little bit more, but that has a really nice sci-fi vibe to that. Looks like I might be a little overexposed on the camera, so you guys probably aren't seeing the best view of that. But I'm gonna put this up on Instagram because this looks really nice. So yeah, that's I think what I'm going with. As I mentioned at the top of the show, I wasn't going to stream real long tonight. An hour just feels good enough for me. In order for me to get to bed, hopefully before 10. We'll see. Today for me has been a lot more about self-care and house chores than anything else, so this was just me putting in a little creative studio time between here and there. So if you guys enjoyed this, be sure to hit the like button, get subscribed for more. Honestly, I don't expect this is not an every week. The fact that again said this before, but the fact that I did this 2 weeks in a row is extraordinarily rare. Do not get used to this. But I perhaps future goals for 2024 is to maybe do more of these Sunday evening things, maybe one a month. But knowing me, as soon as I try to schedule something, I'm gonna fail miserably at it. So that's how it always ends up being for these streams. Is they're always kind of spontaneous and everything like that. But yeah, this of course, like every other stream I do, will be up later for future viewing if you missed anything. So that's gonna be it. Thanks guys for watching. Keep on creating, and I will see you guys next time.